All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to TF Live's stream of the ozfortress Season 23 Upper Page Playoffs. These two teams here are the first and second seed. This is the higher bracket playoffs. The winner of tonight's match goes on to be first seed into the finals. The loser of tonight's match has to play against the winner of the lower page playoffs that are happening later in the week. The two teams that we have here tonight are Xenophobia, or I think they're just called Xeno this season, and Land Veterans Jasmine Tea. With me as my co-caster tonight is Ivan, and on production is Thermite. How are you doing tonight, Ivan?
Yeah, I'm good. Yourself, Xander?
Oh, I can't complain. Looking forward to a fantastic game of what should be very, very close. Team Fortress 2. How about you?
Yeah, I'm pretty hyped for that too. These two teams are, in the regular season it didn't look that tight. Jasmine kind of just slammed Xeno into the ground, but Xeno are looking to make a statement coming back into this game in the higher stakes game.
Yeah, I think they have the capability to rise to the occasion. But speaking of these two teams, how's about we go through some rosters really quick before we start talking about pick and bans, because this is going to be a best of 3 match. We'll have 3 maps being played. Picks and bans will happen in the server while we're talking about this stuff. But Ivan, how about you take us through one of these teams?
So on the side of Jasmine, we have Lambs, aka Cookie, aka Susurrus Pocket Scout. We have Elmo Flank Scout, Hertz Roma, Geo Pocket, Paulson Demo, and Dave Medic.
Yeah, very, very similar to their LAN roster of a few seasons ago. And then on the other team, I'll just go through Xeno before we sort of talk about these players really quick. Xeno tonight is running a slightly different roster than usual. Their core scout or core flank scout ISO got confused with some daylight savings times apparently. So he's missed the game, and filling in for him, they've actually shuffled around a little bit. Redcoat Zygote, who is a sub on their team, is actually playing Pocket, and then their usual Pocket in Varna is playing Scout. So a little bit different tonight, but Varna is quite a capable Scout, so hopefully we'll see that work out on their favor. Rounding out that Scout duo is Sam. Then they have Doge.exe on demo. The other soldier is Pause on Roma, and followed by Sean on Medic. So quite a strong roster, been together for a couple of seasons as well. How's about we go through a couple of players really quick? Let's start with Jasmine Tea. Is there anyone who is a standout player on Jasmine Tea for you, Ivan?
I kind of want to say Cookie and Hertz. Cookie being a really strong scout. Like we know Cookie, aka Lambs, as a really capable scout, playing for Killer Bees, Pencil Case, and I think it was No Safe Word a while back.
Yeah,
One of those Yule teams.
yeah, he played on that one. It was like season 16 or 17 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And he's been known to be a really capable scout then, but now he's really like stood out as the Australian scout as of this season, as well as Hertz playing his signature Roma. It's just a really strong performance comes out of him every single time I watch it.
Yeah, he's always good to watch. I think on the other side, though, there is the other contender for best scout, which in my opinion is Sam. Sam is one of the most consistent players and constantly puts in loads and loads of work for Xeno. So the two players that we're going to watch out for, I think, are really scout players in Cookie and Sam. Are they both playing combo scout? I imagine so.
Sam is playing flank, I believe, and
Oh,
Cookie
right.
is playing combo.
Cool. All right, so two slightly different play styles, but both very, very good players, and will be definitely ones to watch here. Very solid gamers on other classes as well. Of course, you see Land Veterans Geo, Paulson, and Dave reunited yet again in this team. They've been playing very, very well. I think they've only dropped a couple of rounds in the season. None to Xeno, actually. Sam is on Pocket Scout, sorry. Sean just messaged me. Tea time return, according to Sean. Pretty keen. But yeah, So there's the land veterans returning in their old roles. So we're hopefully going to see some of that cohesion coming out of them from the many hours that they've spent practicing together. But on the sort of corollary of that, on the other team, we've had Sean, Paws, and Doge, who've both and Sam rather, who've both played together for quite a long time, with Paws dropping in and out every now and again of both of these teams. So lots of cohesion that I'm expecting from both these teams. And just before we do go live, we do have some map picks that have happened. I'm going to go through them really quickly. There have been a few bans, but let's just go through the picks first. So the maps that you will be seeing tonight are Process, which was Jasmine Tea's pick, Gulywash, which, hold on, let me just check that. Yes, Gulywash, that is correct. Gulywash is the xeno pick. And the decider, should it come to that, is going to be Logjam, which is a new map, well, an old map returning for this season, which we haven't seen play from for a while. So if we do go to 3 maps, we'll see some, hopefully, very exciting gameplay on a map that people aren't super used to playing. What do you reckon of these picks/bans, Ivan?
Jasmine picking Process as the opener pick seems a bit like a no-brainer, seeing as how they completely wiped the floor with them in the regular season, going 5-0 in something like 13 minutes.
Yeah, it was a very quick game.
Yep, other than that, xeno with a pretty standard Gulywash pick. It's always been like a favorite map of theirs, and Jasmine bringing out the Logjam, a bit of a
Yeah, I think they want that,
entertaining pick,
that
one.
wild card if should it come to it. But we are live on our first mid of this upper page playoff game between xeno and Jasmine Tea. Why don't you take us through this mid, Ivan?
So I'm watching Doge on this rollout. He just hits a simple sticky onto Hertz. Nothing too much happening right now as Paulson and Doge both exchange some spam into each other's chokes. Both seem to be playing very passive before Geo takes up his own high ground. And Hertz with the big bomb into the enemy combo, and Paulson tries walking across but gets absolutely slammed by Doge. Sean does go down in the meantime to a stray rocket from Geo. And it does look like Jasmine are winning this mid, as xenos are starting to have to back out now due to low health.
Yeah, very interesting play. They played that really slowly and passively, following the really quick bomb in from Hertz, which kind of got nothing done, really. Just forced them to stay back in choke, and as soon as that counter jump came in from Redcoat, both of those soldiers jumped forward really, really aggro onto the combo of the Xenophobia and just cleaned them up. Nice frags. Varna getting cleaned up in the back line here as we're walking forward onto second. Nothing really to contest them here, as this is a full Uberad push into last. Looks like they're going to take it through lower lobby here. No real off classes. Sam sniping, always good to see that. No, nothing else really there. The Uber is committed through door 3. No picks just yet. Pause does get caught after he trades for Geo, which is an amazing trade. Redcoat taken very, very low. Nice rockets from Hertz, but he does get cleaned up by Sam, who snapped off Sniper really, really quickly. And Elmo actually losing his life in Panic Room just behind. And this is a failed push from Jasmine Tea as they're forced to back out onto second.
There's nothing much Jasmine could have really done to salvage that push there. Sam gets a full charge body shot, I believe, onto Cookie Lambs before he even walks in through the door. And Geo just gets double bombed by, I believe, Paws and Redcoat.
Yeah, Paws getting that frag, but this sniper hasn't
push.
been called, I don't think. Sean is committing, and there's a sniper in sewer. He misses his first shot, so I assume that they're aware of it. Sean staying in the very, very safe zone there, hitting some arrows. But that does give... I mean, his team can't take the ground that they need to deny this sniper just yet. Ubers are coming up to even. Dave is starting to walk forward. Doge gets caught out by some nice things. Sean is forced in a really unadvantageous position in door 1 there. And they're just forced to use this Uber to back out. And that is very, very quickly reversed into another full Uberad push, which should hopefully come in. I think they're choosing not to fight second point, though. They're giving this point up with their Uberad. So they're saving this Uber, but losing the point for it, Ivan.
Yeah, that was really big out of Hertz there. He jumped really deep, made a lot of space for his sniper, and it made Xeno all look at him. And he got the force onto Sean, all at the cost of his life, and I guess Geo's as well.
Yeah, so losing only 2 for that force seems pretty good. Elmo's still on sniper as they do try to convert this full Uberad push. They are going through, I believe that's called Al-Qaeda in the back end of sewer there, and they're giving that sniper their sightlines there. Some jumpers coming in though. Oh, gets absolutely mulched there. Does unfortunately not get anything done. Dave not taking too much damage, holding it really, really strongly. Paulson using this buff to walk forward. Geo super, super aggressive. He does, oof. Sam and Varna both getting taken out, combined in that follow-up damage with a really nice headshot. But Doge is getting some really big sticky kills as this Uber trade is coming in through door 2. Much, much better for Xeno as their spawns are about to come in soon, and this spam is forcing them out. They can't commit to this last push, Ivan.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of a Jasmine overextension there. They tried to go really deep in through lobby straight into the combo that was sitting door 1 for Xeno, but Xeno just decided to walk forward there and try block second and just stalled up all of Jasmine's aggression.
Yeah, I think it was a good idea. Like, it could have worked really well. They lost, Xeno lost 3, and then they came in to trade off that, but they just lost all of their flank, basically, apart from the player capping point. Even Ubers should be coming up here any second for both teams. Elmo is not sniping any longer. We see Paws sort of taking some damage, trying to take some space here, but nothing really committed just yet. Varna actually does lose his life. Elmo trades instantly for that to nice rockets from Paws, but this is going to stalemate out yet again. We'll yet to see if Varna will come up. Sorry, not Varna will come up. Elmo will come up sniper to counter Sam, who has swapped on to it.
Yeah, nothing too much happening there, just a little sack and counter sack play.
Yeah,
Just
Dave's
to bring up the snipers.
Yeah, Dave's standing in a really, really good spot. I really like it standing up there. It's hard to get splash damage on you, and you are standing out of most sniper sightlines, which is great to see. So they're just sort of buffing their sniper, seeing what they can do, trying to take lobby on the side of Xeno. But Paulson's sort of spamming some stickies, trying to deny that ground. Redcoat is super far forward. He may get caught here. No, they are not doing anything there. Varna actually does trade for Hertz, and they're choosing this... choosing to back out here as they anticipate this counter sack coming out of Xeno.
Yeah, I do believe Xeno are just trying to make some space.
Oh, and that
with
does
sniper.
actually, they trade. Yeah, that sniper taking that space. Geo getting body shot down after taking a really nice rocket. And there's point presence here as Redcoat tries to make a move. Varna loses his life to a nice snipe from Elmo. And this is 2 down on the side of Xeno with 15-second respawns. That's really rough. This Uber is getting traded in through door 1. Sean saving Paws, but Sam losing his life right at the end of this. And this looks like a very, very favorable position to be in if you were Jasmine Tea. Point being played by Cookie. No one can get there in time, and that's the first round to Jasmine Tea, Ivan.
There's a really nice solid push out of Jasmine there. They took advantage of the trade when possible. Made all of Xeno's combo look at them in door 1, while Cookie just got in, snuck in, and went for the back cap, playing the objective perfectly.
Yeah, really well played as we head into our second middle. Some stickies being exchanged between Paulson and Doge. Paulson is actually keeping them pretty far locked back in this choke with no space being taken from Jasmine Tea just yet. Both of these teams playing a nice passive middle. Hertz is waiting for this jump. Both soldiers jumping in onto Paulson. They do get the frag on Paulson. Dave, very, very low health, running away. Paulson, Hertz, and Dave finally going down. Only Paws losing his life in that, and Cookie is on 16 health in their sewer, running away. Sean does get taken down pretty low at the very end of that, and Cookie looks like he's trying to feed. I'm not sure what he's doing here. Just dying. Yeah, Cookie dies at the very end there. Gives himself a longer spawn, which is interesting to see. But what happened in that mid there, Ivan?
It was just a really solid double bomb out of the side of Redcoat and Paws. And I don't know how Paws did it, but he lived to get like 4 rockets off and doing like a 600 damage bomb in the middle of Jasmine Tea. Like,
yeah.
after being the only casualty and letting Redcoat get out as well, it was just Paws not dying fast enough and winning Xeno the mid. As Xeno are taking Nuba into last right now.
Yeah, this Uber is committed onto the last point. Lots of damage going around. Gun does finally get taken out, but Varna gets traded in the end. This Putis hasn't had any damage dealt to him up the top there, and they're not really taking much ground. They're just kind of exchanging spam here. Redcoat does look like he's going to go down. He does get cleaned up by Cookie on the point. Soldier Geo is jumping forward, forcing them all out. Paws does lose his life, but some nice stickies from Doge to clean him up, and Xeno is now 2 down, forced to back out onto second. But this aggression coming in from Jasmine Tea. They're not going to give them any space. They're already all over the point. Xeno forced to back all the way out to choke there, Ivan.
Yeah, that was just a really kind of botched Uber out of Xeno. Their Uber really didn't take much ground or did much of a dent to Jasmine's defense.
Yeah, that Elmo Putis doing lots of work, as it always does. Paulson jumping forward. Hertz actually does clean up Sam as they're all distracted by this Paulson bomb. Ubers are coming up for both teams, but Xeno losing 3 in that what was quite a messy fight as Paws does try to make something happen at the end. Does lose his life for it, and now this is second going down in the favor of Jasmine Tea. Ubers actually do force, yeah, they force here. Dave taken very, very low before he does eventually use. The trade is coming into lobby and Xeno is forced all the way back. Dave getting that pack, but that's an interesting trade. Why do you reckon they traded there, Ivan?
I think they tried trading to try defend second there with their Uber, trying to, you know, block second and see if they can get a post-Uber fight happening in their favor, but Jasmine had just so much presence on the second point that their Uber just got juggled completely in the small doorway that was top by T.
Ooh, nice actually headshot coming in there, sorry. Coming in there. Hertz losing his life. Redcoat coming in to try to deal some damage. Varna does trade in the very end there. These Ubers are still very, very even. It was a very advantageous trade to take actually, because if they lose, all they are is forced back to last on an even Ubers situation. So they kind of played that really, really well. Some nice headshot damage coming out there. Hertz actually spawning on Sniper as these Ubers do even out, and we settle into another second to last stalemate, Ivan.
Yeah, there's not too much happening, just Jasmine sending in their regular sack, someone coming up in off class, this time it being a hard sniper. So if it can get a nice entry frag that they can push off.
Oh, they actually do catch out Varna there, who was very aggressive in denying Hertz. But the aggression from Cookie actually taking him down there. Oh, Hertz does dome Sam in the end there, and that is now 3 down for only Hertz on the side of Xeno here. Point being played already without the Uber even being popped, forcing them into a disadvantageous position when the Uber is eventually used. Sean forced to flash several times to save players here, but they do lose both Geo and Cookie in that fight, and they're just choosing to back out a little bit to choke, denying Redcoat. Redcoat will actually get no ground and leave Varna high and dry as they do start to try to play this point. Paws going in, seeing what he can do. Nice surf from Dave. Varna is trying to get something to happen. He's not going for Dave. Dave is very, very low. Hertz is taking the pack from him. Red jumping in, trying to get this damage, but Dave was so low, and there was none of that coordinated play to follow up on that damage, which should have happened.
That was really good out of Jasmine until they kind of just they decided to dip their toes in the water to defend second. And it does look like we've come to a pause here. But
oh, no.
like I was saying, it was really smart of them to do like a 2-man sack with their sniper to go in and force the Uber out of Xeno, so they would back out, defend second with a full Uber, and try to take last off this advantage created.
Yeah.
But they kind of decided not to defend, but they didn't really communicate that clearly. So Paulson ends up getting caught out, and now they're just holding mid with a full Uber with no demo to push with.
Yeah, well, it almost looked really bad for them. If there'd been a little bit more coordination, I think Dave would have been caught out and either forced or dropped there, because loads of damage coming in from that pause bomb, forcing him away from his whole team, and Varna was right there, but Varna choosing to spam pistols at the retreating players rather than go for a 50 health medic. Could have been a much better push from Xeno here, but it looks like they're ready to re-push this right away. While Xeno, I think, are just going to back out here, building in rollout. Varna might be trying to go for another force here, but he's probably just going to get caught out, as we do see this unpause coming in there. Varna, as I say, gets caught out right away. Pause is in a good position to do something, but he's choosing to back away a little bit and just protect his team as they're choosing to vacate this second point and sort of gain their Uber for last, Ivan.
Yeah, there's not too much Xeno could have done there. They were facing against a full Uber disadvantage. Around a 40% disad. So it's wise of them to just back out to last, get their Uber, and now they'll be holding last with even Ubers.
Yeah, Varner up sniper this time to see what he can do on the left side. Oh, Domes Paulson, that's really good. And Pause following up onto Elmo as that player ad has just like completely been denied, and now they're all over second. Sean Demo going really far forward, trying to lock them out of this choke. That was really nicely done from Xeno there, Ivan.
Yeah, that was a really good important pick out of Varner there. Giving his team the window to push forward. Does look like Hertz is AFK in Red Sewer.
Yeah,
but
not quite sure what's happened here. Sean taking quite a lot of damage. That Uber is used on the second, on mid-point rather. So used to them being on second point, but this is the mid-point. Dave and Paulson are just using this Uber to get away, but Dave is taken super low, nearly cleaned up by those stickies there. There is quite a big back cap happening at the time there, and that is Elmo trading with Sam, but he does get cleaned up by Varner in the end, and that does deny the mid-cap completely there, as we have now caught up to where the pause was happened. Looks like Hertz was having some net problems, I think. But now we're sort of exchanging a lot of spam on mid, lots of damage going around either side. Looks like it's coming off in the side of Jasmine Tea here, as Xenophobia are forced to back out as their sniper is taken out, not able to take that ground. Geo coming in super big. Sean drops, question mark, I'm not sure. My HUD's not quite reloaded after that pause, but that does look like a really clinical play. Nice jumps coming in from Geo there. Did you catch what happened there, Ivan?
Yeah, Geo and Paulson just absolutely went to Pound Town. Those two just absolutely demolished everything. Geo jumped in, got like 100 damage rocket onto Doja's face, and then like got 2 amazing rockets onto Sean and just completely demolished him, all while getting out at the same time. And Paulson was just cleaning through whatever Geo's damage was through Varner and I believe it was Sam. So now they're just coming into lobby, Red's lobby, Xeno's lobby, with their full Uber advantage, and they do use 3-4. They do eventually spot out this heavy that's defending top left, but this post Uber, they haven't done any damage to this heavy, and Xeno are playing all around this
point being
now.
played. Yeah, there's nothing that they can do. That damage is just coming in, and they're all too far away or too low to contest that point, and that is 2 rounds up from Jasmine Tea with 15 minutes left. So it's been a really good game so far, but do you see Xeno doing another aggressive bomb on this mid, or do you reckon they're going to change it up a little bit, Ivan?
I think Jasmine will be looking out for that double bomb now, seeing as it was so destructive to them before. But we'll see. Maybe Xeno will try go for it again, see if they can sneak it under Jasmine's noses, as they do.
Sean is actually, sorry, Sean is taken so low just by walking into spam, and the cleanup is coming in really quickly. Varner sort of trying to fight a little bit on the flank here, not really going to get anything, unfortunately. Oh, actually, Geo does get cleaned up as Doge does come in there to try to support his player. On Dave, Dave's super low. Varner can clean this up. No, Hertz comes back to protect his medic, but Doge is not having any of it. Doge is kind of spamming at him, trying to see what he can do, but Dave, wizardly movement, getting out in the end there.
That was insane out of Jasmine. Dave and Paulson both read that like a book. They saw the double bomb coming out of Redcoat and Pause again, and they decided to rotate deep right onto their side and just absorb both the soldiers and win them the mid-fight. That movement and escape out of Dave as well was godly, with Hertz coming to rescue him like just in a nick of time.
Yeah, that was really well played from Jasmine. That's some great TF2 to witness. Sticky's coming, coming in. Hertz actually getting absolutely scouted. Mid-air, completely denied as he tries to go forward. Geo is trying to take this fight on the flank with Pause. Does win it, but is traded instantly by Sam. And Xeno aren't prepared to give this up, as this is now 2 down on the side of Jasmine Tea, and they're being forced backwards. And this second point stays in the favor of Xeno. This is actually another trade coming in. Trade on both teams in the choke. Paulson and Dave running backwards here as the Uber is slightly worse, but no ground is gained from Xeno here as they're right back into spamming this choke. That seems like a fairly unexciting exchange. Not much really came of that. Varner looks like he's very low, could get caught out in this choke, but he does go away, and of course the crossbow exists, so it doesn't matter that any of that damage was dealt to him. We go right back into this stalemate, Ivan.
Just a bit of logs.tf kind of exchange right there in choke.
Yeah, damage taken stat for Varner. But we do see lots of players trying to make a move in sewer. Paulson's trying to walk through there, seeing if he can get some spam. Choosing actually, what are they doing? Yeah, Paulson's trying to walk through there a little bit, trying to see what they can do to break this. But Sean is like pretty far back on this point. 3 players around him. Paulson's trying to spam some stickies out. He actually does get taken very low, but it's all just a distraction as Hertz is coming in, but he's getting absolutely denied. Really, really good cleanup from Xeno players there, Ivan.
Yeah, that was a really good fake sewer push to see if all of Xeno would look at Jasmine's combo, which they did, and Hertz went in for a bomb. Couldn't quite get the rockets off onto Sean, but Lambs does get a cleanup frag onto Doge there from the big damage out of the side of Jasmine's combo.
Yeah, Soldiers incoming aggressive. Oh, nice rockets from Geo, dropping Sean again. Geo is playing really, really well. Excellent to see the veteran gamer coming in doing exactly what he needs to do. That was fantastic to see, as this is now a full Uber dis ad with Xeno being forced to back out on very, very low health with no heals, as Dave has 100% Uber and they're just waiting for this Geo spawn as they start to flood through choke. Sticky's debt way, way too early from Doge there. Don't get anything. Hertz jumping through, Elmo jumping through, and they're taking this really, really clinically. Even though they have full ad, they want to keep this Uber for last. They're just trying to take this without using some really, really good play from Jasmine. Actually, they do pop in. They pop in through lower. No frags from this Uber, actually. Just ground and the point. Really, really low health on Redcoat, but again, crossbow existing means nothing. Doge, Dave, and Geo actually called out pause in behind, hitting some very, very nice rockets. And what was a very clinical, amazing push from Jasmine Tea has just been turned around by one player. And that is Professor Pause in Roma School there. Really, really well played. This point goes into the favor of Jasmine Tea yet again, and they're still 2 down. They look like they're going to run towards this midpoint, Ivan.
Yeah, Elmo's in the forward spawn here, does get caught out immediately, pressured out. And Jasmine's leaving choke.
Is he still there? No, he's moved backwards. He's just still on sniper. He's sniping from a different spot. Oh, he does get Redcoat there, and Sean is forced off in IT as they were ever so slightly not quick enough with that Uber. Sam seeing what he can do, but oh, another great snipe from Elmo coming in to clean him up, and they're forced to walk all the way backwards. Sean is in a very, very dangerous spot with this Elmo sniper looking directly at him. He's choosing to back right through sewer to minimize his sightlines here, as his whole team is being forced to back out just on the back of some amazing snipes from Elmo.
It does look like Xeno just took a page out of Jasmine's playbook there. Instead of just walking in the Uber from lower or up IT, they decide to use early and just get absolutely nothing done with their Uber.
I think they got forced early. I don't think they meant to do that. Sean was quite low health there. I'm not quite sure what forced him, but something definitely did. And it does turn that into a really bad Uber, as the Uber does come in from Dave, and they're sort of rotating through 3 picks, including the medic. It's a complete wipe, actually, on the side of Xeno. They're just capping this point up. Only pause spawning on Soldier as he waddles towards last point, spamming rockets at it, but it's not going to really do anything. Does actually pick Hertz. That's a nice one for the stats. But it's now 3-0 in the favor of Jasmine Tea, Ivan.
Poor Saw was a lost round, gets the easy frag, secures his stats.
Yeah, I mean, I think now that JT is expecting this aggressive soldier work, this coordinated soldier play, Hertz is forward, ready to deny any sort of early ground there, and he's choosing to back off and get that health. But this mid is, again, going out really, really slowly. High ground is taken by Jasmine Tea first. 2 soldiers jumping in, just like they did. Paulson surfing that really nicely actually out, and they're just being counter jumps. Geo actually does get cleaned up though, but some really nice rockets coming out from Hertz, but he does get fragged. Varna being the only frag apart from an early frag on Redcoat before, and it's just 2 up on the side of Jasmine Tea, and they're being forced to back out of mid in what was a very nice mid fight, Ivan.
Yeah, that was a really strong double bomb again coming out of Xeno. Does look like Paulson's actually trying to fight this. Yeah, he gets the Sam
he gets
frag.
Sam. Sam, I think, wanting that amazingly balanced crossbow to try to fix that damage, but nothing really happening there. Paulson looking like he wants to jump, changes his mind as he sees that there's a whole bunch of players there. Sticky's being cleared off the point as this looks like it's going to be reset into another mid fight with Ubers in play this time. As I say that, these Ubers are actually traded on mid. Slightly better Uber from Jasmine Tea here as the ground is being taken. Low health players, Redcoat being taken very low. Again, Hit gets a crossbow from his play. Geo looks like he's going to get fragged. Geo pause trade. Elmo and Cookie both go down to some nice play from soldiers and demos. Scouts and demos. Doge jumping forward, not giving them any sort of gap here. Redcoat going super aggressive onto Dave. Amazing rocket jumping and great rockets to finish it up as he just juggles Dave down. That's an amazing play there. Cookie on Sniper doing some damage actually, forcing them to slow down their push a little bit. They may choose to just wait for their Uber here. It does look like that's what they're doing. Do you reckon that's the sensible play with 7 minutes left on the clock, Ivan?
Just total on last, I don't see why not. They should make a choice, or like they should push out if the time comes, if the time's right. But for now, I reckon they can just chill on last. They're sitting on a full Uber disadvantage. No reason to do anything.
Uber is coming in now from from Xeno rather. Point is being played. Sticky's all over there. Sam, and oh my goodness, Sticky's being spammed all over that point. Huge cleanup. He fragged them all. I don't even know what to say. He just walked at them and they died. This is the old Paulson coming back. Woof woof in chat.
Ah yes, the Demo Man class, shooting 12 projectiles onto one small objective point. An absolute beauty of this class.
Amazing. Very well played from Paulson, of course, as his team is converting that into this mid push right away. Redcoat jumping forward, seeing if he can get any damage. Dave barely gets a scratch, unfortunately, from that Uber. From that bomb, rather. Elmo is still playing Putus. He's dealing a lot of damage. Sam going down to him in the very end. Vanna seeing what he can do as he's really, really close to choke. Nice bomb actually in from Pause. Forces the Uber. That was really nice to see. But these two soldiers are are really, really far, and it's now just Sean forced to back out by himself. He doesn't look like he's going to survive this. Yeah, lots of people in his face. One spawner coming in, Redcoat doing what he can, Hertz trading with him in the very, very end. Sam coming up trying to see what he can help, but they still haven't capped this second point as it's just one soldier on this cap. Oh, nice shot from Sam, taking the amazing Demo Man of Paulson out of this fight, and it looks like they're forcing Jasmine Tea to back out a little bit. Sorry, I said soldier. I forgot that Elmo's playing Putus. That's the Putus capping the point in the end, and this looks like it's going to be a classic Elmo full ad Putus push into process last, Ivan.
Elmo's just gone coast to coast with this Putus. He loves this class.
Amazing. If only this were Granary, we'd see the Putus push a lot more often. I reckon they're going to do it again. They buff everyone up and just have this... Oh, no! Nice shot from Sam actually taking Paulson out of that fight. Stickies haven't been checked. Actually, no, there we go. Stickies have been checked. They've been seen. But they are probably just going to wait. No, they're going to use this in here. Use this Uber ad on the heavy. Using it to waddle forward slowly. Pause killing himself with a rocket jump in the end there. Nice shot from Sam to clean that up. Unfortunately, Sean does get taken down on 80% Uber. And this Putus is just taking so much ground, so much health. He's waddling towards the point. Stickies mean nothing to this man. Sam getting absolutely ruined, and he does eventually get taken out, but he does get so much cap time on that Putus. Poot being dropped in chat by Sam, and that's 4-0 in the favor of Jasmine Tea, Ivan.
That Poot took so much of Xeno's ammo, but by the time Xeno had killed the Poot, they'd gone to resup twice and empty their ammo clips onto him. But yeah, also beautiful soldier bombs out of Hertz and Geo there, getting the
really well coordinated.
frag.
Yeah, we do head into this next mid now. Whoa, really great rockets coming in from Geo and Hertz both combining, and these scouts cleaning up on that damage. Both soldiers down, really low health. Varna getting cleaned up, and they're just forced to back out completely. Sam doing what he can, actually hitting some really nice damage on Cookie. Nice stickies coming in from Paulson as well, causing them into there. Sean is actually caught in. He can't do anything about that, and he does accept his fate in the end. Unfortunately, didn't quite manage to waddle fast enough out of that. But this is now another 100% Uberad push onto last with no medic on the side of Xeno. Point is being played already. Really nice Uber force out. They get 2 players with that really quick players on point, and that is your 5-0. First map going 5-0 to your first place seed, Jasmine Tea. What do you reckon about that game, Ivan?
That was really clinical out of Jasmine. Just this whole map was just everything was in their pacing.
Yeah, it's really nice to see them play like that again. Seeing some of the coordination between Paulson and Geo, and Cookie even bringing it up there as scout when Elmo's playing Putus the whole time. A little bit of BM possibly, although you never know with Elmo. He could just be playing Putus because he likes Putus. But we should have some stats ready here. Do you have your stats up yet, Ivan?
Not quite. I'll get them in a second.
Alright, I might keep talking while you do that and then get my stats ready in a second too. But yeah, really, I mean, I feel that it's a much closer game than the logs suggest. There was a lot of back and forth throughout all of that, which is always great to see. But we do have some stats now. Who stands out to you first, Ivan?
Well, it definitely has to be Doge. You know, going 15 for 7, pretty reasonable KD. Pumps out 345 damage per minute, which is it's 38, but it's pretty much 40 more than Cookie, and 62 more than Paulson, his rival demo man.
Yeah, excellent play coming in from Doge. Doge is really good demo man, coming from playing Medic a few seasons ago, and Sniper and Highlander before that. He's really showing himself on demo. I think I've said that every single time. He's really impressed me with his demo play. Such consistent damage, and always in the right spot to make use of his team's positioning and follow up on that damage, which is really great to see. And of course, on the other team, we do see Paulson not very far, actually no, nearly 1,500 damage behind him, 100 DPM behind him even, which is a fairly, great performance. We did see him basically team wipe onto one last push, which is always great to see. But it's really the scouts, I think, that are the hero players for Jasmine Tea, especially Cookie. Cookie doing a lot of work on scout class. Being outshone by Cookie is Sam, though. He was the player that I wanted to watch, but he was getting caught out just by superior positioning on the other team. Not to say anything against his DM, but he was just getting shut down by some excellent rockets from both Hertz and Geo. Which again, Soldier combo was pretty much the dream combo tonight. They played really well together, Ivan.
Yeah, the coordination out of Hertz and Geo was just top notch, and Cookie like coordinating with them and getting those very important frags and damage. Seeing as his 33 what's it called, kill participation.
Yes, he did.
Goes as well as Dave with his 3 deaths. That has to be pointed out as well. Really remarkable performance out of him.
So talking of that, let's head towards some medic stats. Dave really impressed me. He's got 15 assists, which says he's staying in these fights and healing the right players at the right times. And he's only got 3 deaths compared to Sean's 9, which is really good to see. I know it's a bit biased in a 5-0. Obviously, you're going to die less than the team that has no rounds, but he really impressed me with his movement and with his positioning. Obviously, he is, Dave, he is very good at medic, but he did play really well tonight, which is great to see. Sean, of course, not putting in a bad performance, but he was caught out a couple of times, and I mean, I would have dropped to some of those geo bombs too. They were really quick, and like you can't react that fast all the time, which is always a shame to see those drop stats. But yeah, that drop did translate into a lost round, unfortunately for Xeno there. But we now, unless you have anything to say about any of these logs, Ivan.
Nothing else more besides Doge having less deaths than his mid.
Baiting SMH.
Yeah,
but
that's
yeah,
pretty much it.
yeah. So we do head into our second map here. One thing that has changed is not Varna. Redcoat has been swapped out. Varna has swapped back to Soldier, and Aisho, their core scout, is back. So hopefully this map is a turnaround for Xeno, because I want to cast some Logjam, which is always a good game to cast on Logjam. Varna back on Pocket and Aisho back on that flank scout, as Sam is indeed playing combo scout this time, as Sean has confirmed to me. He has played flank scout for the last 3 seasons, I think, and is now swapping into his role on combo scout. I have seen him do a lot in the last game that I saw Xeno play on Viaduct, which I think Jasmine Tea banned. Him and Aisho both did really, really well. Oh, it might have been Redcoat actually on scout. Him and Redcoat did very, very well. So I'm hoping to see this combo of Sam and Aisho make a big difference in the cohesion of xenophobia here. How do you? I mean, this being Xeno's pick, how do you reckon this one will go, Ivan?
It's gonna come down with a lot of the explosive class performances. Like, gonna see Pause, Varna, and Doge try carry their full weight and potential compared to Hertz, Geo, and Pawson. It'll be a hard task for them, but that's what I'll be watching to see with Xeno's performance on this map.
Yeah, I reckon this is, if there was a map, considering last season, this is the one they beat Jasmine Tea on. This roster of Jasmine Tea is a bit stronger. They do have Geo back, they do have Dave back, which is, just the cohesion between Paulson and those players is amazing to see. But I do think they have, if there was a map that they would take, it would either be Logjam or this one. And I think if we want to see some Logjam, then I reckon they've got to step up their game on this one. Aisho does have high ping. He is from Asia. I think he lives in Singapore. So hopefully that doesn't come into play too much. He has learned to play around it quite a lot. So I don't think that's a factor at all. But I don't know, I'm going for Xeno on this map. I reckon they stand to take a few rounds, if not even win this one, Ivan.
Yeah, Xeno definitely have a chance to bring it to Jasmine on this map. Especially seeing the performance from Doge last map, it could be really close if he could pull a lot of weight versus Jasmine.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, if Doge got a lot of heals last map, but if he steps up that damage now that he has his core scouts here just to follow up on that, I reckon that's what's going to turn this around. Pause, of course, did have some amazing Roma gameplay in that fight as well. So I'm keen to see Pause get into action here. There's a lot of jumps and a lot of spots that you can kind of get into on this map as Roma. So I'm keen to see some of what Pause can put out, which we all know is really impressive, but I'm keen to see a little bit more. We see in Jasmine Tea, it's interesting, we usually see both of these soldiers playing together. Like, if there's a player going for a sack, it'll be whatever soldier is in the right position, whether that's Geo or Hertz. They kind of both go for that, and they often will like to do this double bomb because the easier guaranteed med frag, and they can both jump really, really well. They both have a lot of hours on those jump servers. So that's another thing to watch out for here. These double soldier aggression from Jasmine Tea, which is always exciting to watch for. Obviously, Paulson is another player to watch. I feel if he's on like he was in that last push out, I reckon he stands to deal a large amount of damage here as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited for this map. I reckon it's gonna be close. Do you have like a score line that you have in your head, Ivan?
I think Jasmine will still definitely bring out a performance, but I want to call it for Xeno here. Let's go 4-3.
4-3 on Xeno's side?
Yes.
Whoa, bold. I reckon it'll be 4-3, but JT's side. I reckon JT will take this one, unfortunately. But I think Xeno is going to get super close. You never know. We might see a last-minute cap, just like we saw at Rewind, or was it I60? Oh man, I can't remember what number they're up to now. I63 is that the most recent one?
I believe so.
Yeah, I reckon we could see something like that, which will be exciting. But yeah, I don't know. We just got to wait and see, I guess. Do see some reading up here, which will be great.
And nothing else much to talk about besides, some nice little mid gimmicks that Hertz may be able to pull out with a fast roamer rollout.
Yeah, this fast run rollout, we saw Riot do it quite a lot last season. That skip jump up the ramp on middle, up the little tube on middle, and get into their big door really quick. But yeah, I guess we'll see. This is now the first mid of our second map of our upper page playoffs between Xeno and JT. How's about you take us through this mid, Ivan?
I'm watching the Hertz pov. It does look like he's just playing a little bit under, same with Elmo. Hertz does eventually jump up though, as the rest of Jasmine are trying to walk across point, but there's just no support out of Dave and Paulson here, with Paulson dying so early from a pause bomb.
Yeah, Pause taking the players he needed to out of the fight right away. Which is great. Oh, Doge and Aisho both surviving that. That was super clutch from both of them. Really nice movement to dodge those rockets. They knew he was low health and behind. But yeah, just moving really, really well to save themselves there and win that mid for their team. But yeah, Pause initiating on that mid, I feel, is what won them, taking Paulson out of the fight so quickly. Hertz's bomb was denied really, really hard, as they called that he dropped down really early and he couldn't really get anywhere without being looked at. But yeah, now we see pretty large ad on the side of Dave, as he did not die in that mid. He chose to bail nice and early, which gives his team this mid pushing power right now. Some stickies on the actual mid point. Spam coming in, Pause losing his life. Dave not taking any damage from any of that. His team is now jumping forward, trying to clean up those frags on the flank, as Geo is walking at Sam. Sam is just completely annihilated, and they're wrapping all the way through big doors super aggressively. They're not giving Sean a chance to get out. Sean only has 70% Uber. He does get fragged just as they use here. Really, really nice play. Geo really low, strafing really well to avoid taking that full damage. Vanna does get cleaned up. Pause going huge on point. Geo and the medic in Dave going down. That could be the saving grace for this round, as they do get this cap, but that could be the saving grace that they need, as their med is down. But they're not relenting at all. Hertz is taking some eyes on with the Elmo frag there. They're not going to do anything. Cookie does choose to back out here. Varna gets traded. Hertz does lose his life very, very quickly. But that was some really aggressive play there, Ivan.
Yeah, that Uber was so aggressive out of Paulson. The saving grace was, of course, the pause flank, cleaning up Geo and Dave, and doing so much damage to the rest of the Jasmine players that they just couldn't push into last with that anymore.
Yeah, this second cap is underway. It looked like they really wanted to push back underwards. There are two players on last. Geo takes out Sam, but they cap just in time. Varna dueling Geo on last, both very low players. It's whoever hits this next rocket, and Varna does win that fight. That was super clutch. Sean does lose his life, unfortunately, during that exchange. Dave up on basically full Uber here with Paulson in a very, very safe location. Super impressed with how Dave can just wiggle his way out of there at just the right time. So this second point does go the way of Xeno. Varna does try to get forward to see what he can do, but Paulson not having any of that, and they're all over mid, swarming through this big door, Ivan.
Yeah, that was crazy out of Elmo. He just got like a huge hero shot, peeked into the souls of Sean, and just took him out of the game, basically.
Yeah, nice Uber, actually. Yeah, they walk straight through big door, clean up 4 people out of the 6 there, just the scout and soldier, one of whom I believe was a spawner, and they're both trying to sort of grind for time behind, really, trying to take as many players out of it as they can. Varna backing off into lobby now, and Sam still caught behind, does get taken out by Geo. Does look like Varna is being forced out of lobby. Yeah, this presence here is way too much. He might lose his life. Elmo is super forward. Yeah, Varna not respecting the players there and waddling slowly instead of trying to get out of there. Does pay for it with his life, and now they're 2 down against this 30-40% Uber ad on the side of Dave. What do you see Xeno doing in order to save this last, Ivan?
I think Xeno are just getting up their off classes right now. Their pyros, their NGs. Oh, they actually don't have an engineer. They do, however, have an ISO sniper.
Yeah, they did have an engineer. I think his gun got taken out and then he swapped off. But yeah, we do see some damage coming out. Headshots being taken. Hertz is traded out there. But the Uber is coming in anyway. Point being played. Elmo is losing to this Pyro. Nice stickies coming in to help his team there. And 2 down on the side of Jasmine Tea, as this does look like a failed last, and they're walking backwards. Aisho really aggressive in lobby, taking a lot of ground. He actually eats a big pipe just there, unfortunately not being able to do anything. But now these players are swarming forward, forcing them out of the upper river position rather. And oh, Hertz, really big bomb, taking down Aisho and forcing the Uber just on the damage onto Doge alone. That's a really nice bomb from Hertz, and that puts his team in a very advantageous position, Ivan.
Yeah, that was really good out of Hertz. Gets the force, as it does look like Geo's on the flank. He came in from low and killed Sean.
Oof. Yeah, Sean getting fragged there as this Uber is now up and they're walking in through main. Sam doing what he can, trying to get behind, but this point is being played already. No one can do anything. And that is round 1 on the board already for Jasmine Tea, Ivan.
Yeah, that was good stuff out of Hertz. He got the really high... He went for the highest impact play possible and just got the force onto Sean. Like, reading them coming through lower. Getting a few nice rockets off and just completely destroying the U-bomb Xeno.
Oh yeah,
the second
we
push.
do head into this mid. Some really nice early stickies from Paulson there, forcing Sean back. And then the 2 soldiers both jumping forward and getting absolutely mulched. Aisho does get a consolation frag on Geo there, and Hertz actually loses his life as well just before that. Sean going down to Cookie in the rear, and Aisho as well losing his life. It's just Doge dueling him. Doge does eventually lose, and that lid looked like it was turning around right away, but the flank from Cookie there was huge, Ivan.
Yeah, Cookie just putting in the work there and just clutching, just destroying all of Xeno's combo by himself.
Yeah, not sure how he got in there without being called. That was really unfortunate from Xeno, but Cookie, of course, just hitting those shots that he needs to hit. I think that's a trap cleaning up Elmo at the end. Sam does look like he's trying to go for something. He's been seen. He's been forced back. Hertz not taking any of that, jumping forward aggressively, taking that river position as the Uber is in lower, getting ready to push through main. There's 2 people really close. Could get caught. Viner is choosing to bait behind. This gun hasn't been called just yet, and it's still up. No damage on it. 1 pipe on it. Nothing just yet. And these frags are all going their way. 3 down on the side of Jasmine Tea, and they're leaving, Ivan.
Yeah, it was really solid force out of the side of Xeno, forcing Jasmine's Uber before even pushing into last, and having a sentry gun that's not taken any damage yet. That's the stuff that destroys post Ubers.
Yeah, it's in that position on the stairs that's hard to call out, and I guess they just didn't see it in time. Hertz does go for a bomb in the end there, but Aisho spots him and means that he loses his life before he can really do too much to Sean. This spam here does look like it's going to force them as they come in. No, it isn't. They lose 2 instead. Cookie actually sniping Doge down, and Paws losing his life on the flank. They do trade Elmo for it, but now this Uber is trying to wrap around Big Door, but I don't know. They're trying to meet people. Doesn't look like it's going well. This Uber does get used here, flashing players through, but they're in no position to get anything. They read that so well on the side of Jasmine Tea, and Cookie hits an amazing shot onto Sam there. Varna being cleaned up as well, and now this Uber is up, and they're not even in any danger of being forced here, Ivan.
Yeah, that was so well played out of Jasmine, reading the Uber coming out of Xeno and just backing out into choke, forcing the Uber, not taking anything from it.
Yeah, and this Uber does get used into last through main. Sam, the first casualty. Players coming up, trying to do what they can. There's no point play just yet because the point hasn't been capped. Sean gets domed by Cookie, and another fantastic shot. Geo cleans up Aisho, but they do trade frag for frag. They're nice pipe coming in from Doge, getting Paulson fragged from the fall damage in the end. But this is everyone just being cleaned up. Nice headshots coming in. No one can do anything about it, and that is the second round on the board for Jasmine Tea, Ivan.
That was Elmo just being Elmo, shooting things in the back on 30 health and just winning his team the game.
Yeah, and great sniper play though, opening up that last from Cookie. He really did a great job. As we do head into this next mid, Hurts with the really aggressive bomb, takes Doge out immediately. Lives, no, doesn't live. Gets cleaned up by Sam under the point there. Sam trying to walk forward, trying to do what he can. They're taking a duel with Elmo. Does look like he's going to win this duel. Aisho coming down to do that, but while that was happening, some great stickies and rockets coming in, cleaning up Sean and Paws in the end, and they do look like they're just going to... Aisho stands still to eat that rocket. I guess he just gave up at that point. But that is a very convincing mid on the side of Jasmine Tea, Ivan.
Yeah, that was really good stuff out of them. Hertz goes in for the big bomb, kills... Was it Doge? Instantly?
Yeah, their demo getting cleaned up instantly.
And just a lot of the damage potential out of Xeno just was lost after that.
Yeah, I think they must have looked at the logs like we did and saw Doge was pounding and they just needed to get rid of him. Really low health actually, but again, crossbow exists, so never mind. Can't call low health on anyone anymore because the crossbow exists. But they look like they're just healing up, ready to use this 50% Uber ad into last through river. It does look like the gun is going up, the pyro is in play. Pause is trying to force this Uber early, and this Uber is used. It's a much less effective Uber than we've seen out of them so far. Gun not going down, the air blast is coming through. Dave loses his life. Pause coming in doing loads of damage, and Doge walking forward, cleaning up so many players. And now the Uber is up on Sean, and they're going to hopefully walk this forward as they're still 3 down. Last point is being capped by Hertz. Hertz kills Sam. Oh my goodness. 1 HP clutch cap. You hate to see it. 3-0 Jasmine Tea on the back of a 1 HP clutch from Hertz there, Ivan.
That was insane out of Hertz. He took the 1v1 against Sam and just clutched it out. Very epic. Yeah. We do head into our next mid here. No aggressive bomb. Doge is playing it safe, expecting something, but he's not getting any damage out in the same time. Hertz's bomb is coming in. He's been skyboxed. He's pretty much out of this fight. Some nice damage coming in. Vana and Doge, actually Doge getting skill sticked by Jer in the very end. They do look like they're sort of regrouping in choke to see if they can fight this, as just Aisho and Sean are backing out onto second, Ivan. Oof. Big shot onto Pause. Medic frags coming through in the end. They're already walking through really aggressively onto second here. This Uber is coming into play from both teams here as they are trying to hold this upper point. Nice rockets from Hertz. Aisho is taking so much damage, but he's not dead because crossbow, now finally getting cleaned up. I'm not bitter about the crossbow at all. Sean does take some damage and they're forced to back off from this. They're choosing just to hold last. As this Uber is actually used through, dropping Geo in the use there as Vana cleans up Elmo, and they're actually, this Uber is going really poorly. Hertz cleaning up Sam does actually get killed by some really nice stickies from Doge flying in there. Nice play there. Doge and Vana both really far forward, dealing the damage that they need to. Do you know what happened there, Ivan? I think Jasmine may have thought they had Uber ad, thinking like, yeah, we own the mid, we must have killed the medic. Completely forgotten about it and just went in thinking they had a full Uber ad push, but it was just completely even instead.
Yeah, I mean, thinking about it,
that
might actually be the first mid we've seen that Sean has survived, so I think it is a fair assumption. We do see, is that a pyro coming up from Elmo? I don't know what this is achieving here. I guess, yeah, he's called out right away, doesn't get anything. It's a good thought, I guess, but he does actually cause enough time for this back cap to come through. All of their players are wrapping around trying to do that, but they're all super low health and they're now not able to commit to anything. Geo is forced to back out. taking that mini pack, and he does go around to meet up with Dave to get those heals. Paulson forced out. These traps are called, these traps are cleared, and this looks like a nice mid going the way of Xeno.
Yeah, that was a good attempt at it, Jasmine, trying to get the backup going. See if they could see if they could stretch Xeno a little thin.
No, Cookie dropping Sean with a fully charged body shot. Sorry to interrupt you there, Ivan, but that is another drop on Sean's tally to a sniper that they must not have known was there for that fully charged body shot. And this mid is very, very quickly deteriorating out of their grips.
Yeah, I don't think anyone called the sniper in forward spawn with Cookie taking that position, but now Jasmine are coming in to trying to push this mid with their own full Uber advantage now.
Yeah, some really nice pick plays coming in here. Dave cleaning up Varna, and Dave actually dropping to a pipe from Doge. There's double drops coming in from both sides here. Nice pipe from Doge to secure that frag for his team, and again bring this midpoint into contention once again as they're walking through. This sticky trap hasn't been seen. There we go, there we go. Cleaned up in the end. No sticky frags here. Hertz is hitting some really nice rockets onto Sam. Wow, that's good to see. Aisho actually getting cleaned up as well. Cookie cleaning up that frag. Only 75% Uber. Pauses in like really, really deep. Does get cleaned up, unfortunately, and that Uber ad has quickly deteriorated from some excellent DM from the side of Jasmine Tea. The Uber is probably, it might get dropped here. No, it does get forced. Sean not taking any chances there, and there are too many players down to hold that far forward. Hertz is not really in any danger here. No, the Aisho scout does come in to try to clean that frag up. But now it is 30% Uber ad on the side of Dave on Jasmine Tea, Ivan. Oh no, sorry, before I hand it over to you, Sean and Aisho do go down, but Doge coming in with the pound. Cookie and Elmo both fragged at the very, very end of that fight.
That defense is so strong out of Jasmine, the Cookie Elmo wall of death. Anything that walks through choke is just instantly dead. And Aisha showed the perfect case of that, until Doge came in and just destroyed them with the demolition class.
Yeah, Doge pounding yet again. But this point is capped very, very safely, and this is now going to be another full Uber ad push. Actually, the point is, oh no, there we go, it is being capped. Another full ad push into last from Jasmine Tea.
It does look like they're going to decide to go through lower main here, going just a very standard scout demo Uber.
Yeah, that
Kill
pyro
the
gets cleaned up super quickly. Pause trying to do what he can, does get cleaned up. Nice rocket onto that. Aisho does clean up that frag. It's 3v3 now, but the health is on the side of Jasmine Tea rather. Hertz coming in on last. No one's going, oh no, there we go. Varna going back for him. Midi not hit. Does clean up the frag yet again on like 2 health, but no, Aisho does look backwards and sneeze on him to clean that up. That was nearly another Hertz 1 HP back cap, Ivan.
Yeah, super close attempt coming out of Hertz. Does look like Jasmine are recontesting the second point though, with Lambs and Geo being both super low. Cookie being cleaned up by a stray Sam pistol. Paulson cleaning up these 2 frags coming out of Sam and Paws.
Yeah, that's some really good DM going back and forth here as these players are all committing to these fights on really, really low health, which means there's lots of exciting frags going around. It's always nice to see. These Shutter players are trying to get through, but they get through. Doge is really low. Nice crossbow from Sean to keep him alive. And he's Elmo on the poot. Yet again in Big Door. This damage is coming in. Sean going down, Aisho going down, Geo being traded, Paulson hitting a nice rocket there. Dave is surfing around, not dying to some rockets from Paws in the end. And now this is a wipe on Xeno. What happened? Was it the Pootus, Ivan?
It has to be the Pootus. This Elmo Pootus is just such a driving force in all of these pushes. But Jasmine just plays super aggressive around this Elmo Poot, and nothing can touch him.
Amazing Pootus play from Elmo yet again. Why don't you take us through this next mid, Ivan?
Alright, so Doge gets to mid around a second quicker than Paulson, gets some nice spam into Big Door, slowing down the combo of Dave and Geo. Not too much else happening right now. Geo jumping up onto the high ground while Elmo and Paws are just looking at each other on low ground. Paws does jump up really quickly.
He does not. He gets 2 frags. Sean Oh my god, that flank from Hertz. Sorry to interrupt you there, but that flank is really, really good. Doge does hit a nice hero pipe there. Oh, and Sam cleaning him up there, but Sam does go down. Doge does go down to the melee there, and that is a wipe. What happened at the very end there before I took over from you, Ivan?
Paws just jumped in, didn't get much done with his bomb, and then Hertz came with the flank that I don't think anyone on the side of Xeno spotted. Came in right from drop down, got 3 massive rockets off, destroying all of Xeno's combo and winning them the mid. Now, Jasmine do have their full Uber push here. They are trying to get into the last. If they do win this round, that does mean they move into the grand finals.
Yeah, so if they win this map, which it does look likely, they're heading into the first position into the grand finals, and then Xeno have to fight the winner of Thursday's match between the 3rd and 4th seeded teams. But this is yet another full Uberad push. Pyro is up yet again, but they look like they're trying to push this under the point with the scouts. Varna losing his life really early. This scout is here. The Pyro is ready to air blast him off the point. Sticky's everywhere, and this point is being played. Oh, Sticky's dead just at the right time. Loads of damage, loads of frags. Dave underneath. Oh, nice rockets coming in there. Aisho just cleaning up. Oh, Aisho clutches it out right at the very end on like 12 HP. Amazing play from the Asian scout just there. Phenomenal to see. Paulson just being the first spawner there. Ivan, that was amazing. What happened?
That was so clutch out of Aisho. Basically, Jasmine tried to take their Uber through underwater and nothing could... And Xeno read it perfectly. They went straight around the point and took off all the high ground and just spammed Jasmine out of it. Does look like Jasmine are trying to force this lower area here with Geo trading for Sam, I believe.
Yeah, and Sean actually, Paulson farming some damage in there. Paulson and Sean and Doge both losing their life. Point is being played after this wipe, and that is your 5-0. Jasmine Tea wins this upper bracket playoff in 2 clean 5-0 sweeps, which puts them in first seed for our grand final game in a couple of weeks. Xeno are now knocked down to the lower bracket and will fight the winner of Trisomy 21 versus Nefarious, which is our 3rd and 4th placed game, which, by the way, we will also be taking for you this week on Thursday. So stay tuned for announcements regarding that. But let's have a quick word about this map that we just saw, Ivan. Do you reckon it was a clean 5-0, or was there way more back and forth on this map than there was on the last one?
This was just way cleaner from Jasmine compared to Process. Like, everything just looked like it was just all in their tempo. Like, every time they sacked in, they pretty much got the force out of Sean or the drop. It was just all these aggressive plays that they're just playing on top of. Like, Hertz would jump in, then Geo would jump in, then Paulson would shoot 12 things at something, and Cookie would just come in and just clean up everything and do 1,000,000 damage.
Yeah, and speaking of damage, we do have logs coming up here. My look on the logs here, my standout player right away, oh my goodness, is Cookie. 31 for 12. 31 for 12 on Cookie. That is an amazing stat line to see on your combo scout. Means he is walking forward and fragging enemy gamers. That's amazing to see. Who is your standout player other than, of course, Cookie, Ivan?
Oh, it has to be the Dave medic, going 2 for 6, ensuring that he's constantly alive and keeping his team healthy with his aggressive arrows.
Yeah, 6 deaths compared to Sean's 15. That's a really good stat line to see. Again, it was a 5-0, so you can't really look on those 15 deaths too poorly, but 6 deaths from Dave is a really, really good effort. Not quite as good as his 3 from his last map, but still very, very good. He, I think, matched that with his 2 frags this time, which is pretty good to see coming out of that medic. Doge doing really, really well on this map again. Doge pounding to a lesser extent, but still getting more damage than Paulson, this time only by like 20, but still 5 more frags. Which is great to see on the losing side. Loads of damage, loads of frags, and he was getting bombed quite heavily on mids by Hertz as well. Hertz as well, another standout player, doing quite a lot of damage and doing some really, really effective bombs, with Geo kind of taking the more pockety role this time, as Hertz was really moving quickly through these maps. Anything else stand out to you, Ivan?
nothing else really much besides Paulson's 7 deaths. Keep making sure he's alive, being such a driving force in these pushes.
Yeah, so that's really cool. We've talked about some medic stats before. I guess that's kind of bringing us towards interviews. We do have a few interviews for us today. We have a few gamers from each team. From Jasmine Tea, we have Elmo, Paulson, and Cookie. I believe Cookie is Sussurus on your screens. And on the other side, we have Paws and Sean from Xeno. First off, g'day guys. How's the game for you guys?
Terrible.
I had fun.
Oh,
Fucking
no.
Varna just does dumb shit and kills me.
I've had funner
Sorry,
games
Christian
than that.
Stream.
But yeah, I mean, it was a great game to cast. Even though the scoreline was a 5-0 from Jasmine, both maps, I feel that there was a fair bit of back and forth to kind of go around. Do you reckon that you're back into your demo comfort zone, Paulson?
I don't think I'm at the level like where I was at I-50A, but I think I have flashes of it. I think it's there every now and then. I do think Doge is probably all round better than me at the moment though. But I still at least have like my strongest strength, which is probably the calling. That's
Yeah, I think you could see that, especially through the cohesion with, your land players in Dave and Geo and you, and even Cookie coming in to do, obviously Cookie playing out of his mind in that last map, doing really, really well. But yeah, that cohesion coming in from Dave, the positioning from you and Dave all the time, I think is what won you those pushes all the time. Even when you lost a push, you were backing out together and regrouping together, which is something that we didn't necessarily see on the side of Xeno. Do you care to say, do you know who calls on your team, Sean?
Yeah, it's probably mostly Doge at this point. Varna calls quite a bit as well, so yeah.
I think it's sort of whoever sees an opportunity will call to push whatever. I don't think we have a really dedicated main caller or anything.
We've never really run with a dedicated main caller, and it's always worked. I think this season it's not really working because none of us are playing together that much. Like, we've really struggled, I think, to get like our synergy and like coordinated aggression back. At least the last probably month that we've played, I've been finding that we've been finding it really hard.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess that brings us on to another point, which is both of you aren't scrimming, is that correct?
Correct.
So the top two teams this season are both not scrimming, which is interesting to see. It seems to be working out for both of you. You both have, both teams rather, have really, really amazing DM, which I think you kind of do rely on quite a lot. But at the same time, that calls from Paulson did let you do quite a lot of interesting things. Speaking of interesting things, Elmo, how's your Pootis playing?
Mate, we would have that was the easiest round we won, to be honest. We should have just done it every time and I would have actually gotten kills.
Is this the old strat that we used to see of push heavy into last cleanup frags once everyone's wasted their ammo, or was there less thought to it than that?
definitely no thought in whatever Elmo does.
Thought, yeah. Why do you need to think? You have a big gun, you're really fat and have heaps of health. You just walk forward and get Ubered, shoot the enemy. It's good.
Do you have any questions for anyone, Ivan?
Hey, Pause, do you want a heist in GTA?
Yeah, are they not broken anymore?
I think so.
Okay, I'll be up for one.
Riveting stuff.
Excellent gameplay related question. But yeah, I mean, that 5-0 on both maps is kind of crushing to see, but that does put you in first place. Do you see yourselves, as in Jasmine Tea, do you see yourselves facing Xeno again in the finals, or do you think one of the other teams will beat them in this next map?
Ivan's team's obviously gonna kick down out of finals and then take over Rocky and win the finals, obviously.
I wish.
I think still in contention.
It is the down team, Damaging Reform, Trisomy 21, and Nefarious, the Spade team.
Yeah, Ivan's gonna use his admin connections to get them disqualified and then take out Rocky. So, easy victory for them.
I definitely think Xeno has the biggest chance of being in the grand finals with us. But going by their game against Rocky's team in in the actual season, it wasn't like a convincing win. I don't think, except Viaduct, and I think
We haven't really run our core lineup all season, I think, until like today.
okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
so
how
it
much
could
of a
be, yeah.
difference that makes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Redcoat
it's-
is quite a downgrade.
I do think
isn't it?
Xeno's the biggest chance.
Yeah, but I mean, Xeno, on your side, you have lost or become. Actually, no, you haven't. You've come very close to losing rounds or maps against both of the remaining teams. Going to Golden Cap on Badlands, I think it was, against the Damage Inc. reform.
Yeah.
And as Paulson was saying, getting quite close on against the other team. Do you reckon you're going to have to step up, or is it just a case of getting your core players in the server?
No, I think we definitely need to be playing at our best. I mean, clearly, otherwise we are going to like drop maps and rounds and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, the alternative would be to like play and scrim. I think like a week of
Heaven
scrimming,
forbid.
and yeah, but like there's no teams really worth scrimming other than Jasmine, and they're not playing, so it's like, yeah, not really worth it.
Spade's not going to be happy to hear that, mate.
Well,
Can we talk about how
It's too
much of a
bad.
beta Cookie is?
What?
Oh, yeah,
seven
Vaderus?
deaths, I think. Yeah, I mean, so Sniper coming in again. I remember we talked about this last season when we were casting some of these games. Your Sniper was very, very effective, but we did see Hertz and Elmo both put in work on Sniper. So, is there like a set role? Like, if there is someone to off class, will it be Elmo sniping, or do you feel that it's just whoever is in spawn at the right time?
Anyone but me or Dave, basically. We just call to do a util. Doesn't matter. Maybe it will turn into me and Dave one day.
The
I'm
Paulson
New
spy.
meta. We debated running me to spy to mid one time at I-58, so who knows? Could make a comeback.
I'm sure that would have gone really well.
Yeah, we have some epic strategies in the works for the grand final as well, so look out for them.
Will we see more Putus play?
Hopefully.
Elmo loves to fist people, so I'm sure he will.
Something to look forward to, I guess. Speaking of upcoming games, we have the second playoff match this week is on Thursday at 9 p.m. Between the 3rd and 4th seed teams. So whoever wins that map goes on to fight Xeno in the semis, and then in the finals, it'll be the winner of that game versus Jasmine Tea. So look out for that match later this week on TF Live. But just before, do you have any final actual questions, Ivan?
Nah, I'm good.
Anya. All right, we might jump straight to shout-outs in that case.
Terrible
I
cast.
have a question.
What's your question, Scott? Paulson?
How much do you like feet, Xander?
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, you can tell me later in private. It's all right.
It's all right.
You
I'll
don't have
I'll send you feet pics in private. That's okay. All right. That being said, let's get some shout-outs down. Elmo, what are your shout-outs?
Well, Toka said shout out CKM. Don't know why you want to shout out a grotty other game player, but shout out CKM. And shout out to Sam and Varna and Redcoat and Niggy. That's it.
All right. Paulson, what are your shout-outs?
Shout out to Xeno for agreeing to play, even with a player down for the first map, and putting up a fun game. And shout out to Enrith, who we completely baited into thinking he might have to play for me. Yeah, that's it.
Pause. What are your shout-outs?
Shoutouts to Dumplings Chat, Meatballs Chat, and Nature Walk players.
Sean, shout-outs?
Shout out to you guys, the Xeno Discord, and shout outs to Jasmine for the game.
Cookie, any shout-outs?
Shout out to Scotty, Henry, and Dave.
Awesome. Ivan, do you have any shout-outs?
Shoutouts to Arnold and Down and Dumplings Chat and Cookie.
Oh,
Awesome. I guess
The
that just...
fuck is Dumplings Chat?
Yeah, look, it's
You
a
would
story
want
for
to know,
another time.
Elmo.
All right. So shout outs to my co-caster Ivan, to both teams tonight for a fantastic game. Even though it was 5-0 both sides, there was a very, very exciting back and forth play, which is always great TF2 to cast. Tune into TF Live on Thursday night. We will be bringing you the second playoffs match and the winner of which will go on to fight Xeno in the semi-final. So we'll be bringing you that later this week. Shout outs to Thermite on production tonight. As always, fantastic job. Thanks everyone for your time in the interviews. Thanks everyone for watching. Shout out to all of you people who have asked me for a shout out and I haven't read my Steam messages. I'm sorry. But that will be all that we have time for tonight. So tune in later this week for the second playoffs game. And other than that, good night everyone and see you soon.